The initial demands of workers were a 15% across-the-board wage increase against the company's initial offer of between 7.5 and 8.5%. The agreement signed on Saturday includes a 10% across-the-board wage increase. Workers also wanted 100% contribution on medical aid by the company. The final agreement is that of 80% contribution. The only initial demand met during negotiations is that of housing allowance of 14%. In addition, workers demanded for 85% subsidy on their children's school fees. This, however, is still to be resolved. Looking at the history of strikes in Namibia, initial demands hardly get met. With me, I have economist Mr. Roland Brown. Thank you for joining us, sir. Tell us, how effective was the Namdeb strike?
Well, I think the Namdeb strike was fairly effective based on the fact that it is now being resolved and the fact that the employees of the company are back at work, which is in the best interest of both parties involved. Obviously, the employees would like to be back at work with a higher income than they had previously, and obviously the company wants the employees to get back to work in order to ensure that they can continue the production of diamonds, which is obviously their primary activity. The settlement is perhaps a little bit better for the employees than it is for the company. The reason for this is simply that the settlement is above inflation, and it's also above the productivity gains that we see in the company. And as a result of that, it means that the employees are becoming relatively well paid in comparison to their production. And this is obviously something that the employees will take note of, as it has a negative effect on their bottom line earnings.
The only thing still not sorted out yet is that of the school fees subsidy. This matter will be resolved at a higher level, says Namdeb.
There is a difference of opinion between the parties about schooling. The Mine Workers Union of Namibia believes that the schooling is a condition of employment, while the company believes that that is not the case. So hence the parties agreed that the issue would be subject to arbitration, and both parties also agreed that they will abide by the decision of the arbitrator.
For the next 2 years, workers will receive an 8% across-the-board wage increase, plus 12% housing allowance for next year and 10% for 2016. For the News on One, I am Francois Lefevre.